Okay, I'm going to start with what I call the storyteller's story. Okay, and it kind of speaks for itself. However, I want you to have a part in it as well. Okay? So, this is your line. Throw it out.
Throw it out.
Great. Sometimes you may have to scream, throw it out!
Throw it out!
Or whisper, throw it out. Throw it out. Okay, you get the idea. Thank you. So you'll know when to do it, in what way. The tailor. Once there was a tailor. He was quite an exceptional tailor. Quite a master, actually. He could sew the tiniest seams in a newborn baby's layette. And he was chosen to sew the golden threaded seams of the king's royal robes. Now, have you ever heard the expression, the cobbler's wife goes barefoot? Well, in this case, it wasn't the tailor's wife or family who wanted for any nice clothes. He made sure that they were just as well dressed as the royal family. No, it was his own wardrobe. You see, he spent so much time making such beautiful clothing for all his clients, he didn't have time for his own clothing. He had an old coat, for example. It was so worn out that you could not even tell what the original color had been. His wife, his children, were so ashamed to see their father, her husband, the best tailor in the land, walk around in an old rag. His wife would say to him almost daily, "Husband, don't you know that things will come and things will go, but nothing lasts forever? Won't you take that old coat and
throw it out?"
That's right. And he would look at her and say, "But I like this coat, and it still fits me, and it keeps me warm." And so he would continue to wear it, day after day, back and forth from his tailor shop to his home, until one day, on his way back from his shop, he got caught by some brambles on the road, and he walked in the house. And as soon as his wife saw it, she said, "Aha! What am I always telling you? Things will come, things will go, nothing lasts forever. Now you can take that old coat and
throw it out."
But he looked and he said, "Well, you may be right. And it is ruined all the way up to here, but from here up, it's still good. And I'm a tailor after all." So he cut and he snipped, he stitched, he sewed, he made himself a very nice jacket. The weather was getting warmer anyway. He started to wear his jacket back and forth to work every day. One day, on his way home from work, he saw his children playing in the yard. And as soon as they spotted him, his youngest daughter, Rachel, called and said, "Hi, Papa." And he waved, "Hello." And she said, "Uh-oh, your elbow." And he looked, and what do you know? A hole right through the elbow. He checked the other, the same thing. Now, did these children know what to say to their father? Hadn't they heard their mother often enough? But being children, they did it in their own way. They joined hands, they danced around, and they sang. "Things will come and things will go, but nothing lasts forever. Not even you can make it so. Pop's not that clever." Well, the tailor looked at his very clever children. And they looked at him and they said, "Papa, Papa, Papa, take your jacket and
throw it out."
And he looked at them and he said, "You know, you may be right. The sleeves are ruined, but the rest is still good, and I'm a tailor after all." So he cut and he snipped, he stitched and he sewed, and he made himself a very nice vest. A vest you can wear indoors and out. He wore it all the time, until one night at dinner, when his oldest son, Joseph, asked him for some salt. His father reached over to hand it and right across the back. Well, his son knew exactly what to say. "Hey, Pop, things come, things go, nothing lasts forever. Now you're going to take that vest and
throw it out."
Well, he took the vest off and he said, "Well, look, only the back is torn. The front is still good, and I'm a tailor, am I not?" So he cut, he snipped, he stitched, he sewed. He made himself a very nice cap. He modeled it right there in the kitchen. Ta-da! He didn't realize his wife hadn't turned the stove off behind him. He pulled it up in front of him, flaming. He threw it down on the floor, stamped it all out, picked it up. Not only was it half charred, all of his children screamed at him, "Papa, Papa, Papa!"
Throw it out.
And he said, "Well, look at here. It's only half burned. The other half is still good. And I'm a tailor after all." So he cut, he snipped, he stitched, he sewed. He made himself a very nice bow tie. He wore it to a wedding. Did I tell you he was a sloppy eater? First course, soup. His wife was humiliated. They were at this fine affair with white tablecloths, crystal, silver. She said to him, "Look at you. Look at that spotted tie. Why am I always telling you? Things will come and things will go, but nothing lasts forever. Now you take that tie, and as soon as we get home, you
Throw it out.
That's right. Well, as soon as he got home, he took his tie off and he said, I don't have to whisper anymore. He held it up and he said, well, would you look at this? It's only spotted on one side. The other side's still good. And I am a tailor. So he cut, he snipped, he stitched, he sewed. He made himself a very nice covered button. You know the kind I'm talking about. You might have a dress, a blouse home with the buttons covered in the same fabric. Very fancy. Instantly, it became his favorite button. He went and got his favorite pair of trousers, ripped off the old button, sewed on his new covered button. Made sure every time he wore them, his shirt was tucked in and you could see it. And he wore it proudly day after day until one day he walked home from work. He opened the kitchen door, his wife looked at him and went, "Ah! Ah!" He left. He turned right around and went all the way back to his shop. Checked everywhere, every drawer, every nook and cranny, every corner, under all the bolts of fabric. He walked home very slowly, checking the right and the left side of the path. No. He finally showed up back in the kitchen. But his wife, she looked at her husband and she said, "Dear, I've been trying to tell you. Things will come and things will go, but nothing lasts forever." And he said to her, "You may be right, but I think I still have enough." Enough what? What fool is this? What's he talking about? And she watched as he continued, and she saw him take out a pencil and a piece of paper. Enough left to write the story. And he wrote down the story that I just told you, which goes to show things will come and things will go, but stories last forever, and you can make it so. Tell one whenever. The Tailor. Thank you so much. And if you tell this story to someone, it will go on and on.